And we are back. Raiders franchise. In the last episode, we went against the Buffalo Bills, where we unfortunately lost 37-32. In this episode, we're going to be going against the Chargers in what is a very important game. So the Chargers, they've clinched their playoff spot. They're just fighting for seeding. They're going to be either the 5 or the 6 seed, depending on if they win Kansas City's game as well. If it may happen to come down to it, they would have to lose to us, and Kansas City would have to beat the 7-9 New England Patriots for their playoff spots. Uh, but they're locked in at the 5 or the 6. We're locked in at the 1 or 2. We need to win, or we need the Baltimore Ravens, who are 12-4. They're playing the 9-7 Detroit Lions, to lose to get the 1 seed. If we lose and Baltimore wins, we might still get the 1 seed. However, it is not guaranteed. So, big matchup for both of us. I was really hoping coming week 18 we could be able to rest our starters like we were able to last year. Last year we could have rested them for the final 3 games. It was ridiculous. We need to establish the run. How good we were record-wise, we were winning all these games that, we're very close. I'm surprised you're able to pick up the win. But with that being said, we don't have the same fate, unfortunately. We went 15-2 last year. We are already 13-3. At best can go 14-3. So, without further ado, we'll show off the lineup, and then we will get into this game. We're pretty healthy. I believe we're only going to be without Antonio Johnson, who Craig Woodson is going to be replacing. And then we're going to be without Jarius Easley. Or, no, he's back. Jarius Easley is back in the lineup. Welcome back, Jarius Easley. Oh, we're also without Ben Tover, but, he's our wide receiver 6, so hopefully we wouldn't have to rely on him too much anyway. They're going without Paulson, their D tackle. All right, week 18. Win and we get the 1 seed. Lose and, well, we're kind of depending on Baltimore. So no matter what happens, we're big Detroit fans. Baltimore is locked in at the 2 seed, by the way, at worst. So whoever wins out of us, whoever gets the 1 seed, the other getting the 2 seed no matter what. Miami upsets Denver 28-13. That is going to do it for Denver's playoff hopes. There were a lot of teams going into this week who were bolstering a 9-7 record, Denver being one of them. Unfortunately for them, they're going to lose. There was that ends the hope, by the way, of every AFC West team making the playoffs. Jameson Williams for 12 yards, and they're going to have to punt. There is still the Steelers and the Browns, who bolster 9-7, fighting for a wild card spot, that final 7 seed. And then you also have the Bills and the Jets. Jets actually 10-6, Bills 9-7. So their division's not guaranteed either. So they're fighting for that. The Jets do lose, which means Buffalo has a chance to take the division. Matt Royster injured on that play. The Bills obviously huge picking up the win against us, because that literally saved their hopes. They would have been eliminated with a loss to us. We got an interception with Kalen Robinson. 7 yards to Marco Fernandez. 2nd and 3. 5 yards to Brock Bowers. Saints pick up the win 27-25. They were unbelievable. They were out 8-1 or 9-1, and they finished the season 10-7. Absolute fall from grace. Quick pass to Douglas is going to pick up 6 yards, bringing up 2nd and 4 now, up to the 14.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Shaw Jackson on 2nd down is going to complete it to Marco Fernandez. Going to be short of the line to gain 3rd and less than a yard. It is a yard, but slightly less. And of course, Rashad Jackson's going to sneak it for the 1st down, and I believe that is Jose Wallace injured on the play, so going to be looking at the backup guard, Ben Galindo, I want to say it is. I might be wrong on that. I know Max Figpen maybe as well, but I think he's right guard. Doesn't matter. Jack Besh in for the touchdown. Jose Wallace is bruised ribs. Says he will return soon. I'm going to guess that means he'll be back this game. It doesn't give us the option to put him back in, which is fine. As long as he's back for the playoffs, that's what matters. We're stuck watching this, by the way, because I backed out. But it is Ben Galindo, by the way, as the backup. Burrow throws for 284 yards. The big thing with him is it's either him or, well, I shouldn't say. There obviously could be some guy who throws for 500 yards. But him or Rashad Jackson or Jordan Love. Jordan Love is like 90 yards pass, so it is going to take a lot for him, but he could get it. Steelers win 31-10. I want to say the Steelers are ranked as a 7th seed, but the Browns, for some reason, in the division race were ranked higher. So I'm curious to see how that is going to end. Jared Frazier injured on the play. But they got a 22-yard pickup, by the way, with Vlad McConkey. 2nd and 1. We're going to hop into slow-mo. Packers win 16-14, so that's might be ideal for us. Probably didn't throw that many yards if he only scored 16. And Hampton, he's not going to get the first down. They're going to rule forward progress. He didn't get it. I thought he did cross it, but I guess they're going to say he then went back behind it. But Herbert's just going to sneak it for the first anyway. Nowhere to go for Hampton. Max Crosby meets him there. Crosby, someone who has been so dominant for us this series. That's complete to Jamison Williams, I believe. 3rd and 4 for the 18. He might be off the team next year. He definitely will be, because we, like, in no disrespect to him, whoever he goes to is going to be getting an absolute force of nature. But we basically just need to get Jason Biddle out there. Jarius Easley and Jason Biddle, we drafted them both. Obviously, Easley was a 2nd-round pick, Biddle a 1st-round pick. They're both playing pretty well. Biddle, by the way, has been phenomenal, and he's been the backup to Crosby, which is nice because, hopefully Crosby's been, teaching him. Good hit there by Easley. We were talking about him. 2nd and 1 up to 2. Good pickup for them, however.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 2-yard line.
And off to Hampton. He's going to go in untouched for the touchdown. Ravens win 14-7. Oh, no, they're actually playing their game now, but they are up with the ball 14-7 over the lines. So this should be a very fun one. Come on, Detroit. Oh, I'm going to go free now. Very nervous right now. I'll just let you know. Because that 1st-round bye makes such a big difference. 13 yards to Adrian Folk, their stud tight end. Eddie Kirkland with the sack. Loss of 7. 3rd and 17. Nakobe Dean with the sack. 4th and 23. They're going to punt it, obviously. Tennessee up 10-0 over the Colts. 10 yards to Marco Fernandez, just short of the 1st down, but Gentry's going to pick up 10 anyway. The Titans were so lucky with their division. They've had their playoff spot clinched for the longest time just simply because they play in a outrageously bad division. I mean, they could go 9-8 and they'd make it. And they've had it locked up for like 3 weeks now. It's crazy how bad their division was. They got the 1st down with Adrian Folk. 6 yards to Amari Hampton through the air. Penalty on Rashawn Slater. Hampton loses free. 3rd and 17. Herbert just rushes it, and they're going to have to punt. We're going to hop into slow-mo. Genty on the carries, going to get only 1 yard. Teams, and I'll give them credit, they have, just tunneled on locking Genty up, which is half the reason why I feel like Rashad Jackson's having such a good year in contention for, most passing yards in the league this year. Potential MVP, obviously, we won't know quite yet, but I mean, I don't know if I'd give him MVP. Joe Burrow has balled out.
13 yards on the
But
play.
I definitely think it is between him and Burrow. Or maybe, like I said, Jordan Love, if somehow, even though they scored 16 points, he also had a really good
87.
season.
Out of bounds at the 19-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Marco Fernandez with a good catch up to the 14.
That's good for a Las Vegas first down.
Letting that clock chew down. We want this to be the final drive. Check down to Genty. He's gonna get about 2 yards and get out of bounds, so that's nice.
Complete to number 2, Ashton Genty.
I imagine we would have taken a timeout anyway, but no, we don't have to worry about it. Screen pass this time to Genty. He's gonna get the edge out of bounds after a 5-yard pickup. We'll bring up 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 5.
Ezekiel Alford out there now. Slings over the middle to Jack Besh for the touchdown. And the extra point is up and good. So we lead 14-7 now.
Raiders 14, Chargers 7.
I just watched, I think it was Matt Royster get his ankles absolutely broken. That was ridiculous. Chargers with 35 seconds. Jamison Williams takes forever to go down, though. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 at the 35. 29 seconds left.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
Herbert, complete to Hampton. Ball is out, though. They're going to rule it incomplete. Royster apparently was able to knock it out.
Incomplete.
3rd and 4 now. Herbert. Complete to Jamison Williams up to the 47 timeout Chargers. They got 1 remaining with 17 seconds left.
A gain of 12 yards.
Definitely scoring is possible. Looking at a field goal unless you try to Hail Mary. But that's going to be a completion to McConkey to the 39 timeout. That's going to put him in field goal range. The issue is with no timeouts, you have to go out of bounds. It has to be. And that's not going to do it. Hampton up to the 27. They try and get the field goal unit out there. They don't have time. Halftime report. Bills and Browns. Oh my goodness, this is going to be an amazing one. This is literally like winner. We'll probably have a good chance of getting in. A loser is out. And it's going to be the Browns, 27-21 with the win. That is going to eliminate Buffalo. That is going to lock in the Jets into the playoffs, winning their division. And that sucks for Buffalo. Jordan Love completes. Romeo Dobbs says, "Get off me." 218 yards for Love in the win. That is not going to be enough as Burrow outthrew him and Love was behind him. So it's going to be between Joe Burrow and Rashad Jackson for the passing title this year. It's going to be the Steelers. We already know they won this game, just as a little spoiler in case you weren't paying attention. 31-10. What it's going to come down to is the tiebreaker between the Browns and the Steelers. Whoever has the tiebreaker, as you see, apparently Steelers have it right now. Whether Cleveland with that win over Buffalo would change it, who knows? But only one of them can get in. The question is going to be, who is it going to be? Rashad Jackson only had 84 passing yards on the game. We need to get at least 200. I think we're literally like, it's like 10 or 20 ahead of Burrow. It is barely any. Well, Max done with an amazing turn to the 37. More importantly, though, we want the win. Listen, if we lose the passing record, maybe Rashad Jackson would prefer that, but as the coach, I want to win. Overthrows Fernandez there. Yes, I'm trying to help Rashad Jackson out here, but apparently he's not doing himself any favors with that overthrow. First down to the 25, Marco Fernandez. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you can hear it. I have a dog who wants to be the center of attention. So if you do hear it, I do apologize. Bad throw, man. You had him. Why, whenever I use Rashad Jackson, does he just struggle throwing on the sidelines? That's incomplete. Brock Bowers unable to hold on.
Intended for Brock Bowers. Incomplete. Brings up third down and 10.
Literally just lob it up to Genty, hoping he can make a play, because there was nothing open.
Jensen's pass. Intended for Ashton Genty. Incomplete. The field goal is
Chip shot field goal by Daniel Carlson is good. I guess the Titans technically do have something to play for then as well. They could get the 3 seed. 7-yard rush by Amari Hampton. 11 yards to Jamison Williams. I thought they would be stuck at the 4 seed, but somehow, someway, both Buffalo and New York lose. Crosby with the penalty is going to give them an automatic first down. Adrian Falk for 13. Hampton's going to lose 3 yards. 5-yard rush by Herbert. 5-yard completion to Adrian Falk, excuse me. They go for on 4th down. That is unexpected, but risky call. Doesn't work. 7-yard rush by Jackson. 3rd and 1. Listen, all right? It's a Week 18 battle for the 1 seed. I'm going for this. First down to the 43 is Genty. Call me crazy, but we're playing for the win. Cardinals 49ers, by the way, are the final game of the season. I don't really understand. And we punt it. I probably would have punted it, honestly, but I wanted to see. It said 3 yards. I want to see if it was maybe closer to 2. Chad Gibbs for 9. McConkey for 10. Incomplete pass. Eddie Kirkland with the sack. 3rd and 18. And they're going to have to punt unless they want to try and go for 17 yards. Less than a minute remaining in the quarter. 6-yard completion to Demario Douglas. Incomplete pass. Devontae Pitts, the linebacker, knocks it away. We got a punt again. I guess on 3rd down we didn't get it. It was the switch between quarters. Josh Nava, the backup tight end. Robert Patterson, another backup tight end. Both getting catches there. Adrian Falk for 8 yards. So it's the tight end show. Hampton gets 5 in the first. Then 6 yards for Hampton. 3rd and 4. 5 yards to Gibbs for a first down. Incomplete pass. Max Crosby with the sack. And he's injured on the play. Of course he is. 3rd and 19. 13 yards to McConkey. 4th and 6. They take the field goal. Smart choice. We have a 1-score game here in Vegas. Penalty on Dustin Price, the D tackle. 19 yards for Besh, excuse me. 3rd and 4. Holy shit, can we complete a pass?
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 57-yard attempt. The kick is good. Makes the score
20-10 now after the 57-yard attempt. J.D. Boley touchback. Adrian Falk for 15 yards. 7-yard rush by Hampton. 13 yards to Hampton. Chargers not shying away. Hampton 36-yard touchdown rush. Oh my goodness, did they just move the football down the field? We lead 2017, a field goal, keeping us ahead. Genty rushes for 7 yards. Tui Pelotu with the sack. Shaw Jackson rushes for 5. 4th down, they're going to punt. A 7-yard rush by Hampton. 2nd and 3. 3rd and 3. 11 yards to Hampton for the air. Best case scenario, in my opinion, if we're looking for the passing record, because I don't think we're going to have it. I mean, no offense to Rashad Jackson, he has played horrific today. Herbert overthrows. I want to say that was McConkey. Maybe it was Chad Gibbs.
it leads to 2nd and 10.
Probably Gibbs. I don't think there was a star underneath. Adrian Falk complete to the 44. 3rd and 3 now.
Complete to number
Taken to the 2-minute warning. I'd love for overtime. Gives us an extra chance. And Royster's there to make the tackle. What do? Do you go for the long field goal? Do you go for it? Do you punt it? They're saying we're keeping the offense out there. Are they going to just try and make us jump off sides, though? We see Falk in motion. They snap it. Complete to McConkey up to the 34-yard line. 1st down. What a call there. Like, Herbert has 300 passing yards. Rashad Jackson probably has 150.
and the Chargers 1st down.
And that's complete to Falk down to the 14. 1st down. Herbert now over 300 yards. Has not thrown a touchdown pass all game.
1st down.
There is a penalty. Herbert tackled in the backfield on a quarterback read option. But it's offsides. Hayden Robinson. Less than a minute to go now. Incomplete. Wait. Oh, it's an injury timeout to McConkey. I saw the gray timeout. I was like, but it was incomplete. 2nd and 5. Check down to Hampton. He bulldozes a man. He's down inside the 1. We got to get a replay on that, because how did he not get in? Kyle Hamilton and Darian Porter, sure enough, they get the stop.
It's a gain of 8. And the Chargers
So we're either going to need a goal line stand,
1st and goal, Los Angeles.
which is exactly what we get for now. Timeout Chargers.
A loss of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
McConkey's open for the touchdown. All right, so we got one drive, 46 seconds, and all 3 timeouts.
Los Angeles.
Deja vu.
The kick is
Last game came down to a drive. The game before that came down to a drive against the Broncos. Granted, the Broncos went to overtime. This is pretty impossible to go to overtime. We're going to need a touchdown, and they're going to need a field goal is the best path. And we're at the 19, so we have, the whole length of the field to go. Rashad Jackson, if there was any time to be great, it's right here. Nothing was open. There was a potential, and I'll show the replay. Someone got open kind of towards the end. It was, who is it? It's Brock Bowers. I maybe could have hit, but ultimately I was like, no, not risking that.
Second and 5 at the 24-yard line.
We're up to the 35, and we only have one timeout left.
It's a gain of 11.
We've got to start airing this ball out. I mean,
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line. Jackson's pass.
that took so much time off the clock.
Mario Douglas. Incomplete.
But they're playing this exactly how they should be. They're guarding the sidelines. First down at the 44. The issue is we're out of timeouts. We have to take our last one.
And the Raider first down.
Even if it's caught, he's going to be short. Yeah. 9 seconds left. We got time for
Incomplete in the end zone. Derwin James on the cover.
who plays. That's holy shit. Rashad. Did we get hit as we threw? I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, we did. Thank goodness Emmett Harrington's able to knock it away, and whoever Pitts couldn't come down with it. 2 seconds left. Well, it's pretty obvious what we're calling here. I mean, come on, let's be real.
And 10 yards to go.
Here we go.
And it's incomplete. 24-20. The 1 seed's in jeopardy now. 155 for Rashad Jackson. Unbelievable. 19 for 38. What the fuck, bro? Come on. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Genti rushes for 43 yards on 11 carries. Fernandez leads the way, 7 for 51. Best 4 for 46 and 2 touchdowns. Douglas 3 for 25, 2 for 26 for Bowers, 3 for 7 for Genti. Blocking, only 1 sack by JPJ. Defensively, 17 tackles for Royster, 14 for Dean, 10 for Crosby, 3 tackles for both Crosby and Culp, 2 for Frazier, and easily sacks for Kirkland and Crosby with an interception for Kalen Robinson. Kicking, perfect. Punting, 51, nearly 52-yard average. Put it simply, this was Rashad Jackson. He's got to play better than that. With how much was on the line, you know, your passing record, your 1 seed. And now we might not get either of them. Tough loss today. What went wrong out there? Everything from the game plan to the effort we lost. We have to move on. The question is going to be, and we're going to watch the weekly recap, and hopefully Baltimore pops up. So we end the season on a 2-game losing streak. Question is it enough to get us the 1 seed? That touchdown to McConaughey was absolutely heartbreaking. We already know Panthers, Packers. This is going to give us the same ones. Who were the other teams? It was Bills, Browns, and then Steelers, Vikings. If it gives us one of those. Chiefs, Patriots. Well, that game literally means nothing now because the Chargers beat us. But in case of a tiebreaker, I guess the Chiefs are going to win. 47-10. They piled it on. That's just unnecessary. Wow. All right, here there's two things. I'm closing my eyes. Okay, I literally can see the corner. That's all I see. We got the first round bye. Oh my goodness. The Ravens lost. The Ravens lost. Indianapolis. Wait, it wasn't Indiana. Detroit. Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. Let's go. Let's go, Detroit. Yes. I literally saw the top left. That's all I did. I made sure my shirt was covering. I put my head in my shirt, made sure I could see the top left. And we somehow, some way, and somehow, some way as well, Cleveland has a tiebreaker over Pittsburgh. So, looking at the wild card round, by the way, for anyone curious, we drop all the way to third with that abysmal performance for Shaw Jackson. I didn't even think about that. 5 yards. And with only 37 touchdowns, I mean, looking at that, it's Joe Burrow, Jordan, what, 48 touchdowns, but Joe Burrow leads in yardage. What am I even doing? Playoff bracket. We have the Packers also getting the 1 seed. We have the Seahawks at the 2, Panthers at the 7, Eagles at the 3, Cardinals at the 6, 4 for the Saints, 5 for the Lions. I'm guessing the Cardinals then beat the 49ers for that, final spot. We're, of course, going to just go ahead and advance week. Obviously, there's literally nothing for us to do. It's okay, Rashad Jackson. Here's what we care about. We care about that Lombardi. I think your MVP case is over at this point. You kind of played in the middle, right? You looking at completion percentage, you're tied with Love. Yardage, you were right there with Love, but Burrow had it. Touchdowns, you were in between Love and Burrow. Like, it's going to be one of them, and it sucks. But you're the consensus third option. But you were in it till the very end. So listen, I'm not going to complain by that. Maybe he does win it though, because looking at them, actually, I was going to say we had the best record, but yeah, Green Bay actually does have 14-3, 6-game win streak. I think in my opinion, and this is my opinion, I think it's got to go to Jordan Love. I mean, yes, Burrow had more yards. We're going to be playing the Browns. They upset the Ravens. I mean, you just gotta Love outperforms by 15 touchdowns compared to 50 yards, 52 yards. Yeah. Plus, they had Josh Jacobs as the leading rusher as well. But you also look at the Bengals, who had the number 1 and number 3 receiver with Jamar Chase and Jaden Higgins. Who knows? It's going to be a tough one. I'm glad I'm not a voter. To start the next game will obviously be next episode. We're just going to do training, see who we're going to be missing, if anyone. Jairus Easley, Donald Taft, and Ben Gonzalez. So basically, if Jairus Easley or Jason Biddle, one of our backup guys, well, because they kind of split in my opinion, we're screwed, is what I'm seeing. Well, no, Jairus Easley is injured, so we're literally relying on Jason Biddle and Max Crosby. If one of them gets injured, we're in trouble. They're going to be without Caden Bullock, Decker, DePofi, and Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa, JOK. 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 week. All right, but looking at the playoff bracket, the Lions and Packers, the Seahawks and Eagles, the Titans and Chiefs. The Titans, let's go, beating the Chargers. And then us and the Browns. All of these games were incredibly close. 21-10 being the biggest blowout, and even then, that's still a pretty good game. But that is going to do it for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be watching the Browns game. We're going to be watching every game from the rest of the season, whether it be just the Browns game or, we could go to the championship, go to the Super Bowl. It's basically, we're watching all the games because if we lose, we're out. So, with everything being said, I hope you enjoyed. I did, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed.